Assalamualaikum and greetings to Madam Musmira. My name is Adam from Group 3 and today we're presenting about airlines industry in Malaysia. So what is an airlines industry or aviation industry? It's actually a complex system or the business model that transport people or goods around the world efficiently and smoothly using an airplane. Just like how buses are in the land transporting people or cargo or goods, so does planes except they operate and move in the sky. How big is the airline industry to the world GDP? It holds about 4%, which values at $4.1 trillion. And if airline industry were ever a country, they would be ranked at the 20th. Just so you know, Malaysia will rank at the 33 from all those ranks. Now we get into more specific on airlines industry in Malaysia. It goes way back in 1947 on 2nd April, where the first ever commercial passenger flight were ever conducted. It was conducted by a first airline company in Malaysia named Malaysian Airways Limited or more. The plane that we use is the Airspeed AS65 by the British Airplanes Manufacturing, and the flight was scheduled to depart from Singapore International Airports to Sulawesi International Airports. And in the report it said that there was only 5 passengers that was on that plane. So now, does airlines industry vital in Malaysia? The answer is yes, because Malaysia want to be known or to be seen as a tourism country, where Malaysia is rich with the cultural integration from Malays, Chinese, and Indians. And not only that, we also have a affordable, high quality experience or product in places such as Langkawi. And not limited to that, we also have a decent tropical climate rainforest in Sabah, Sarawak. As for trading hub, yes, but it is obvious that trading is one of the major contributions to Malaysia's GDP or economy. And as for gathering hub, Malaysia is somehow to be placed strategically in between these countries, such as India, China, or Australia, or any other Southeast Asian country like Singapore, Thailand, and Indonesia, where Malaysia acts as a transit hub for these international airplanes to stop, do a refueling, maintenance, and everything before further their flight to their destinations. As forecasted by MAVCOM, which is the Malaysian Aviation Commission, the airlines industry in Malaysia would be valued around 14.4 billion USD in January 2025 or 2025, which is around 65 billion ringgit, and that holds approximately about 50% of national Malaysian GDP. Now I'm gonna briefly explain the growth trend for airlines industry in Malaysia. So initially there was the airline started slow, mundane, and exclusive, where there's a less flight, few people, that only the rich is the one that use the planes. There is no vibe or feeling to it because they were using an old tech, and the noise from the engine is disrupting the feeling or the view. And then we move on to the after independence, after 1947, where this is when the real development and advancement had begun, where more domestic routes were open, more airports were built, more planes were imported, and this is also the phase where flights were open to more continents. Like there's a flight to Europe, there's a flight to Australia, and the Middle East. The tourist numbers start to begin rising and start to contribute to the Malaysian economy. And then the last one is in the early 2000s, where this is where the real game changer begin, where AirAsia start to enter the market with a slogan of now everyone can fly, where they make tickets more cheaper and more affordable to everyone, like to workers, to families, students, where these people fly with any intentions. In this phase, this is where the tourism amount starts to spike up and act as a huge contribution to the Malaysia's economy.
Good day, everyone. I'll continue with market structure. In microeconomics, there are 4 main types of market structure: perfect competition, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, and monopoly. Perfect competition consists of many small firms selling homogeneous products with no barriers to entry, and firm prices are takers. Monopolistic competition also has many firms, but they sell differentiated products and have some pricing power. Oligopoly consists of a few large firms dominating the market. There are high barriers to entry, and firms are independent, meaning they must consider competitors' reaction before making decisions. Finally, a monopoly exists when there is only one firm in the market with no close substitute and very high barriers to entry. Based on these definitions, the Malaysian airline industry best fits for the oligopoly market structure. This is because the industry is dominated by a few major airlines such as AirAsia, Malaysia Airlines, and Batik Air Malaysia. The industry also has high capital requirement, strict government regulations, and limited airport slots. Most importantly, airlines demonstrate independent pricing behavior. When one airline changes pricing ticket, competitors must respond quickly to adjust their pricing accordingly. This strategic interaction is a key characteristic of oligopoly. Next, Durga will explain the specific characteristic of the airline industry in more detail.
Good day everyone, my name is Durgashini Ganapati. My metric number is MC24072870. I'm going to explain about the characteristics of the industry. The first one is number of firms. In terms of the number of firms, the Malaysia airline industry is dominated by a few major players. AirAsia holds the largest market share at 37.7%, followed by Malaysia Airlines with 18.3%, Batik Air Malaysia has 7.4%, and Firefly holds 2.8%. In addition, foreign international carriers account for about 28.7% of total passenger market. This shows that a small number of firms control a larger portion of the market, which is a key characteristic of an oligopoly. Next is type of products. Although all airlines provide air transport services, the products are differentiated rather than homogeneous. Airlines differentiated themselves through ticket pricing strategies, such as low cost versus full service models. For example, AirAsia focuses on low fares, while Malaysian Airlines provides full service options. They also differ in in-flight services, including meals and package allowance, as well as loyalty programs like Big Points and Enrich. Customer service quality is another key factor, as airlines provide different customer service from check-in to in-flight services. These differences show that the airline industry competes through product differentiation, which supports the oligopoly market structure. The airline industry in Malaysia has very high barriers to entry. First, capital requirements are extremely high because aircraft purchase, maintenance, and staff training require huge investment. Second, there are strict regulations including aviation safety rules, licensing, and air service agreement. Third, infrastructure such as air gates and landing slots is limited and controlled. Lastly, strong brand reputation and customer loyalty make it difficult for new airlines to compete. Therefore, new firms cannot easily enter the market. In an oligopoly, firms have some pricing powers but must consider competitors' reactions. For example, AirAsia set low fares and Malaysia Airlines adjusts its pricing accordingly. We also see frequent promotions and price wars. Airlines use dynamic pricing where ticket prices change based on demand. This shows that airlines have moderate pricing power but are highly interdependent.
Hi, my name is Rina Rachel. Today, my topic for this presentation will be analysis, market structure identifications under oligopoly. In oligopoly, we have chosen two dominant firms. One will be AirAsia, another one will be Malaysian Airlines. High barriers to entry will be high aircraft and operating costs, strict aviation regulations, and limited airport slots. These airlines controls most domestic and regional routes. Price and also route changes by one airline lead to react from other airlines too. Next will be implement for firms behavior. Pricing. Pricing between AirAsia and also Malaysian Airlines. AirAsia adopts low fare pricing strategy and frequent promotions. Meanwhile, Malaysian Airlines responds by adjusting price while offering full service such as food, baggages, and also comfort. Price vary based on demand and also booking time and seasons. Airlines used to dynamic pricings and also price wars often offers on popular routes. For example, Kuala Lumpur to Penang, Penang to Johor. Implicate for firms' behavior for output and also competition. Output decisions will be airlines carefully control number of flights and seat capacities. AirAsia increase flight frequency on high demand routes. Malaysia Airlines reduce or suspends unprofitable routes. Overcapacity can cause heavy financial losses. Competition in mainly non-price based will be service quantity, brand reputation, and also loyalty programs such as Enrich and also Big Points. Invest in technologies and efficiency to gain advantages. Thank you.
Good evening everyone, my name is Johan Suez, MC 2409302205. So today I will conclude our analysis of the Malaysian airline industry. So firstly, the industry is dominated by a few major players. First is AirAsia leads with 37.7% of the market, followed by Malaysian Airlines at 18.3% and Batik Air Malaysia at 7.4%. And foreign carriers are also holding a 28.7%. So this shows that while there are many airlines operating, only a few control the majority of the market share. Secondly, the airlines offer different services, and they also have a low-cost carriers like Asia and a full-service carriers like Malaysian Airlines and Batik Air. So they compete not just on the ticket price, but also through in-flight and baggage allowance, and also a loyalty program such as Enrich and Big Points. So this differentiate helps airline target different customer segments and stand out in a competitive market. And the industry also has a high barriers to entering the airline market, requires huge capital investments, including the purchase of leading aircraft, so and fleet maintenance and also staff training. In addition, strict aviation regulations and a limited airport infrastructures also, like gates and landing slots, make it difficult for new airlines to enter the market. So strong brand loyalty also favors establish the airlines and protect them from new competition. So based on the characteristics, the Malaysian airline industry clearly fits an oligopoly market structure. So this means a small number of dominant firms control the market and are interdependent when making pricing and strategic decisions. In terms of pricing and competitions, airlines have some pricing power, but they must carefully respond to their competitors. For example, the AirAsia often set low fares, and Malaysian Airlines will adjust the pricing accordingly. So these frequent promotions and dynamic pricing are also common strategies to attract customers and remain competitive. So the industry also face some challenges, such as operating costs are high, regulations are strict, and competition is intense. So the airline compete not just on the price, but also to service quality, branding, and also the operational. In conclusion, the Malaysian industry is a prime example of oligopoly market. A few large lines dominate, competing strategically in a capital-intensive and highly regulated environment, while offering different services to meet the customer needs. So these structures shapes how airlines price their service, manage operations, and respond to the market changes. Thank you.